Thank you very much for joining me for this session of Dr. Plotzker's Mind. I've been out gift shopping. Hanukkah is coming up. Uh, Over the years, I've largely adapted my wife's family's approach to gifts. Actually, it's not gradual, it's as soon as I got married. Um, I now have two children and a daughter in law and a wife. Uh, each person uh, gets one nominal Hanukkah gift with each candle, which gives me uh, 20 to purchase, 8 for my wife, and 4 for each child. I'm done. To make the project manageable, particularly for my wife, I've put uh, the gifts into categories. So everyone gets something that is edible. Um, each of them have interests, whether it be sports teams from our hometown or cats. Those things uh, guide the shopping so that I'm not going from store to store without ever seeing the cash register. The agreed upon expenditure is limited. Most things that you get on Amazon would exceed the budget that my wife and I have set for these Hanukkah gifts. The constant and the best value, for the most part, are the edibles. One for each person, or a total of 4. I have some rules. The gifts that have to ship need to be shippable. They can't be in breakable containers, though I have shipped a bottle of Slivovitz and did that successfully. Um, they also have to be kosher. I would not give food to somebody else that I would not eat myself, as a general rule. Though in the past, when there are Thanksgiving turkey giveaways, I have purchased mass market non-kosher turkey to donate to places of that serve the needy on Thanksgiving. But if I give it as a gift, it has to be something I would eat. What I found very starkly this year, and a little bit less so last year, is that the kosher certifications are less abundant than they once were. Items made by international conglomerates are pretty much all kosher certified if they can be. But during the holiday, I look for boxes of candy, uh, sweet spreadables, uh, specialty oils, spices, things that people would ordinarily not buy for themselves. I have found that items that I purchased with impunity in previous years, particularly the candies, no longer carry the kosher imprint from a rabbi or the agency that the rabbi represents. Pretty much anything made in Turkey, whether baklava, halva, Turkish delight, things that I used to buy in previous years, no longer carry a kosher certification imprint on the box. I could say the same of Belgian chocolates. There are a variety of fancy chocolates that I used to like to get my wife, and things that I have purchased in the past from the same company for the same product seem to be without the certification. I don't know why. Uh, from down under in Australia and New Zealand, they still have uh, an imprint that I recognize. Same for Britain. Uh, in the Americas, where Christmas dominates, there are a number of food items that are designated largely as Christmas gifts or stocking stuffers. I've always been attracted to the variety of hot sauces. These are usually made by small manufacturers, seasonally with little bottles to give the consumer variety. These never have kosher certifications, and I wouldn't expect them to. The jams and jellies vary. Honey usually does, though not always. The ones made by apiaries in America, if they are boutiques, they often do not. So I begin to think about the barriers to selling things that are kosher or withdrawing the certification from things that are previously uh, sold. And what I am left with is geography and the international situation. To be fair, the small to mid-size producers uh, may find that it's not cost effective to engage the certification agency when their kosher consumer market is very minimal and their products are seasonal. I can understand that. But as I see regional losses of what used to be available, I think first of companies around Europe and maybe the Middle East uh, making a statement that's an anti Zionist statement uh, to no longer supply um, kosher consumers who are invariably supporters of Israel. I have no way of determining that for sure, though I did send an inquiry to one kosher certifying agency and one Jewish advocacy agency, first to see if my impression is true. I think it is, but it may not be. And whether there might be uh, other impediments. Certainly, manufacturing on an ever increasing automated scale could require oils and greases and other intermediate products or cleaning products that are of animal origin that would not be eligible for rabbinical approval. That's possible, but I would see the same thing with products of the Southern Hemisphere as well as Europe and the Middle East. I must say, I've never seen a box of halva that did not have a kosher imprint. It is a um, Jewish delicacy, or certainly widely adaptable in Jewish cuisine. I could say the same about baklava. Most baklava uh, is uh, eagerly purchased by observant Jews because it has no dairy. It can be served with a meat meal. But now I see these little packages that I would have bought. They're fairly economical. I would have bought them had I been convinced that they were kosher. The situation in the world makes me think that we have been blackballed on this. We're not going to starve. I have other sources of sweets, but it simply seems different than what I've gotten used to over a considerable number of years. My 4 recipients got what they need: 2 boxes of candy, uh, 1 specialty honey, and 1 specialty oil, all from overseas, all with the rabbi's thumbs up. Thanks so much for sharing this session of Dr. Plotzker's Mind.